Alright. Hi, everyone. It is me, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Underworld here, Chitsa here, Trista here. And today I'm going to talk about, those out there who like to bring up and say, oh, well, Pluto or Underworld's not a world anymore, you know. So, yeah, you shouldn't be a sailor fighter or sailor keeper anymore. Yeah, like I haven't been shamed with that one. Now, yes, it is true that Pluto or Underworld is a small world, but it doesn't make it a nun world. You know, I don't really know how that works. How you're a world, but at the same time you're not a world. So what some folks in the star seeking or star looking in the in of the wisdom followership said, well, it's too small, so it's a world, but it's not a world. Well, who really cares about that? You know. So my beinghood is pissing off a lot of folks, both in the wisdom followership and those who are not. Oh well, you know. And it's not like it hasn't been made fun of enough. It isn't like I haven't been shamed with it enough. So there's one skit, which keep in mind there really was two skits, but there's only one out there. The other one has been withdrawn by the uploader. Why? Who knows? But they chose to withdraw it. So the first one goes that, they made a big shift. They brought in a new Sailor Mars, a new Sailor Red World. She's black. Um, when I say, and before we get to that, it starts out that they got something to say that we're out of the sailor fighters, and I say, come on, this isn't true. They're like, I'm sorry, but wisdom's against you. And then it goes, oh, but I'm the biggest follower in this room, and like we didn't make the oversight, like they gotta follow it or something. And I was like, what is it? We brought in a new Sailor Mars yesterday, and then Sailor Saturn, and Sailor Ringworld says, "Oh well, we're not kind hating, and we are the bigger worlds." I'm like, I raised you as my daughter. I was like, yeah, and you're like, your things would not be forgotten. And then they put me in during time, and that's where it ends. Now, the to this one of this skit, which has been withdrawn, goes like this: that I start a war. I say I want my stead in space and room, and then Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver ends up being with me because she's a small world and she's worried about being a nun world too or whatever. And then they get to fighting. Tuxedo Max shows up. He licks his finger to see where the wind's going before he throws his rose. Then gives Sailor Moon oh, this Hello Kitty thing with sticks that picks folks up and makes them small and puts them away. And that's the end of that skit. Now that's been made fun of enough. Now a lot of folks think that being a small world, which Pluto is a small world, let's be honest, it always was a small world. But you see, if you stop to think of it, all the other small worlds in the Milky Way starway are worlds too, so that would give us what? That would bump us up to about fifth between worlds in the Milky Way starway, which right now pissing off some folks. But who cares? Who cares? God made big worlds and small worlds. Some worlds he made are nothing more than wind and clouds. Other worlds you can really stand on, well you could, if your bodies could handle it, but they cannot. But anyway, you got stone worlds you can stand on, like our world. So at the end of the day, I don't care what anyone says. Pluto, underworld, still a world, even if it's small world. And I'm still a sailor fighter or sailor keeper. And too bad about that one. So, alright everybody, time to bring this film to an end. But what do you think about Pluto being a world but not a world? I think Pluto or Underworld's still a world even if it's not a world anymore. However that belief goes, it's still a world, right? And do you think that I should follow the oversight? Because I don't really think I should. Alright, everyone, give your thoughts on this. Pluto, Underworld, still a world, even if it's a small world. You know, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.